It's the Stallone sisters.
Your father is Sylvester Stallone.
We do shot put because he wanted us to break the record for shot put.
Oh, I lost. I got second place. He didn't talk to me for a week.
And then we put, no, swear to God.
Because we don't fall in love often. Like, we don't date that many guys.
See, I have a list of non-negotiables on my phone. I have not listened to one of them. What happened to manly men just drinking 2% of whole milk? Like,
Damn.
I think it's hot.
You guys like it.
Well, you're in like the 5 stages of breakup grief. Right now, you both are in rage.
No, I'm not in rage at all.
Mike was rage texting us today. Sophia goes, I think Mike is having a crash out. Sorry, my dad's calling. Should we answer?
Yes. Sly, what's up, dude? It's Logan.
What's up, brother?
Logan and Mike.
There's no crying on private jets in this relationship. I don't care what happens. I swear, like, my bucket list was go to Six Flags.
Did you?
Yes.
Your podcast. I believe my fiance was supposed to come on it at one point.
Oh.
Do you know why she canceled?
She said she was sick.
That's not true.
Oh, I know.
That was.
You're lying!
We left LA.
Yeah, we live in
Hate
Chelsea.
LA.
It's so close
Oh,
here.
let's talk
Hate
about
LA. Oh, I
Let's
hate
talk
LA.
about it.
Oh, we
Hell yeah.
hate
Oh my
LA.
God.
What?
Mark, are you sure?
Do you like LA?
All right.
I mean, it's where I live. I'm the last person holding the flag.
Why
out there.
though? Why do you still live there?
You want to know why?
Everything
Yeah.
is shut down.
Could I give you the God's honest? Are we rolling? Yeah. Could I give you the God's honest reason why I
Yeah,
still
go
live there? I don't like the rain and the cold and stuff. You know, like living in LA is like Groundhog Day. Yes, we've got armed burglars, masked men with big extended magazines. We've got homeless people that will infest your backyard and sometimes poop on your lawn. We've got 53% tax rates. We've got an extremely liberal government.
Stalkers.
We've got some real issues out there.
Yep.
But guess what? You wake up
And it's warm.
and it's warm.
Are you seriously considering
sun
the
is
sun
shining.
over everything you just said?
You would not believe how much
Could you-
the weather affects your mood.
Oh no, I completely agree with
agree
that.
with
I mean,
that.
we have been here for 3 years in New York, and we've had seasonal depression. Fully, we see why people are angry in New York.
Also, it makes you ugly living here.
Oh
My
yeah,
God.
really ugly.
It gives
My
you
God.
wrinkles.
Inside and out,
Wrinkles,
wrinkles.
Yeah.
the
But LA,
layers of
come on,
fake
by the way,
tan.
Everything is closed down. Socially, you're not going to go out anywhere. I mean, honestly, people don't even want to get to know anybody anymore when you're in LA. Like everyone's kind of in their own circle.
True.
I feel like everyone's there for an ulterior motive. Like, what do you do? Followers. Like New
Yeah.
York, no one gives a shit. Everyone has
True.
their own
Yep.
little identity here. And honestly, if you say you're an influencer, it's kind of looked down upon. And not only that, could you actually raise a family in LA knowing that you have people shitting on your lawn, burglars? But thank God the sun.
Yeah, you
Thank
could raise
God
a
the
tough.
sun
You could
is
raise
there.
a tough family.
Like-
You could raise a kid who's ready to wrestle
No.
a
Look,
we lived
pooping
there.
I
homeless
mean,
for
person.
listen, I don't
years,
think you're
like-
gonna have like a street fighting kid saying he grew up in Brentwood. Like, I don't know if it's the same
I don't live in
ring.
Brentwood.
I mean,
Also, Mike's never starting a family.
Oh my
Especially because he's
God.
newly single, so he's.
Oh, we've heard. We've heard.
Sorry.
Gardy.
Mike was rage texting us today. Sophia goes, I think Mike is having a crash out.
I am deep in a crash out.
But
Is that why you were in this?
No, I was just cold because it's not LA, so I had to put a layer on.
But I understand you have a lot of guy friends. We're honestly obsessed with talking about relationships. That's all
Yeah.
we do on our podcast. And honestly, we're single. So
is
you
this
need help?
Is this it right now? Is this?
Well, you're in like the 5 stages of breakup grief. Right now, you both are in rage.
No, I'm not in rage at all. Hold on a second.
She's rage baiting you, and so you're raging.
No.
You're
getting
accepting.
baited.
Somebody can rage bait you. You don't have to rage back. Like if you see the content that I've put out, it's been, I'm sad, which I very much
Yes.
am. I was dating who I believe to be one of the most beautiful people. And that's the content I've been putting out. I didn't realize that I was going to be someone's 40-year-old undiagnosed son.
See,
Wait,
rage.
can I say
Well,
something?
no, I'm not raging. I'm just sad. It's upsetting.
Can
for
I
me,
say something?
You know?
As a viewer of your social media, I have seen none of you being like nice and sympathetic towards the situation. It just, no, not in a bad way, but it just looks like you're partying and having fun and eating burgers.
Well,
Like if
okay.
I was the girlfriend, I'd be like, fuck this
Okay,
guy.
so let me-
He's totally fine.
So let me tell you why this is difficult. Breakups are one of the hardest things in the adult life, truthfully. I mean, pretty much anyone would say that. It is, your person's missing. The person
Yeah.
that you've been with for the past 2 years is now gone. You wake up every single day, you look at your phone. The first thing you do is you grab your phone in the morning and you look for that good morning babe text, and it's not there. And every day, your heart drops because you've been used to seeing that for so long. It's a very sad feeling, right? And by the way, just to kick off right off the start here, because I know a lot of people watching this episode are feeling this. Breakups are very prevalent, especially in March, which we'll talk about.
We'll talk about the March 30.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. It's going to feel better.
By the way, look, I always say I've had heart surgery, so I always talk about like hearts as a resemblance for relationships. And I always say when your heart breaks, scar tissue builds up, patching it up, but there's still a scar tissue. You know, it's still very vulnerable. It's still wounded. It's still, and I think especially as you get older, relationships are so selective. Like Sistine and I are very picky about who we date. We are mostly single than we are in relationships, and we don't date that often.
Which is ironic because all we do is talk about relationships.
So think I'm in the same boat.
I understand that. You feel like it's 10 years when it's 2 years when you're 40 years old. It's like, I totally understand.
But I want to touch on the point that you guys called me out on.
Yeah.
No matter what, I feel like I have a career. I have to wake up every day. I've got multiple revenue streams, businesses that need to be run, podcast. I got to sit down and bring good energy. Yeah. And do you know how hard that is when you feel terrible and you're walking into a room and you don't feel great? You know, but I've got in years of working with my friend here, I've gotten very good at putting on a face. I mean, he's been through so much too, and you have to show up.
You got to.
Compartmentalizing, I feel like is such a strength if you can do it.
Yeah,
I agree.
And it's hard. I think especially with this where people really do look up to you for a lot of inspiration, and they do also want you to talk very vulnerably about your personal lives as a way to like gain strength from what you do. So it's like, how do you compartmentalize your personal life without getting so invested and warped up where you look like you're failing, but you're also strong? It's like you have
without hurting their feelings. Sophia and I were talking about this the other day. We said, isn't it so strange how you literally go from strangers with someone to best friends to lovers to being intimate to enemies? That's weird.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's what I told Mike is, and part of the psychological reason why I feel like breakups are so difficult is because what do they say? 30 days to form a habit, 90 days to form a behavior.
Yeah.
If you're in a long-term relationship, this person is like part of your behavior.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
It's all you know and love. Those morning texts is like, that's part of the routine.
That's everything.
All of a sudden one day, it's gone. It's kind of fucked up. And Mike,
kind of like, sorry.
I'm sorry to hear you're going through it.
Listen, I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. The toughness with this one is, and by the way, I bring these topics up because they're very, very applicable to the audience. Like these are just stepping stones for us to have great conversation today, right? A lot of people watching this are going through the same thing. You know how prevalent breakup TikTok is and relationship problem TikTok is. You guys talk about this stuff all the time. One of the hardest things about this particular one for me is like all of my other breakups, or a lot of them, were like, okay, one of us is going to die. This relationship's like this has gotten
like literally, or
this is, yes,
by that?
like this has gotten some of them were during drug time, some of them were not, but this has gotten toxic, and someone is, you know, we're saying mean things to each other, so on and so forth. This one is like very amicable, which is has been really difficult because there's no catalyst beyond the fact that we just cannot stop fighting.
Right.
And we've been doing that for like, I feel like I'm gonna get so open today, and maybe that's okay. I'm not saying anything bad, because like I said, I do love her, but like I think for so long I was thinking that these fights were a result of like her short temper or Latino or age or whatever.
Well, you said she's an Aries. That's definitely a part of
or those things, but more so lately, I've been exploring this. I really want to talk about it today. Is how different we are from an attachment style standpoint.
Oh, and so what's your attachment style?
Do you want to guess?
Are you avoidant?
I am on that part of the spectrum.
Okay, and she's very anxious attachment.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay.
so sure anxious.
Which is hard.
You guys know both. You know me better, but you've met her and we've talked. So for anybody watching this, let's talk about the 4 attachment types. You've got secure attachment type, which represents about 66% of people in the world.
Right.
And a lot of this is based on how you were brought up as a kid. So they do well with relationships, with intimacy, with emotional sharing, with vulnerability. On the left side of that is anxious, people who are anxiously attached.
Yeah.
These people had some sort of upbringing, differential, and they need a little bit of added reassurance in relationships because they are worried and scared of abandonment. Okay. On the flip side, and the people who get the most heat on social media okay, is the avoidant. And a lot of times this ends up being guys. They have commitment issues. They ghost as soon as there's a fight or an argument of any kind. And these are usually results of upbringing issues as well, because maybe they weren't given the right amount of care from their caregivers, whatever it is, right? And then there's another one called disorganized, which we don't have to get into. But the thing about it is, like, everybody wants to be termed as an avoidant or an anxious, but it's a spectrum.
It's totally a spectrum.
It's a spectrum. And so you can end up, I veer slightly avoidant, but I show up, I post, I don't hide anything. I'm always there. I send all the flowers and I work at it. And it's hard for me.
It is, yeah.
But when you team an avoidant up with an anxious, which is the majority, as you guys know, is the majority of relationships, it can be very difficult.
But I will say, I do commend you guys for taking this, not separation or break, but like separating, because I think a lot of people struggle with, okay, so you say it takes 90 days to form a habit. So your guys' habit is fighting, and that's how you depend on each other. And that is now your conversation. And a lot of people fear the unknown, right? So being single is more of a fear than actually sticking to a relationship. Even though it's so tumultuous, they would rather stay in something they're so familiar with than actually breaking off and growing. Because every time you do break off, it hurts, it sucks, but you do always feel like you grow as a human being, even more so. So I do, as much as it's so hard after 2 years to not have that person that wakes up to you every single day, you're not even realizing the person you're going to become, and you're going to attract someone that is so much more aligned to you, and she's going to attract someone that's much more aligned to him.
It's gotten to the point where you have confused conflict with love, and you've confused
passion with love,
or anger or yelling with. It shows how much I care about you. And at the end of the day, none of that really matters. Like, do you want to wake up? Because this is the worst part of the relationship, is when you break up and you only remember the good. And you only remember the sweet sex. And you only remember like waking up, and you only remember the great sex, and that's all you can think about. But think about all of the stupid things that maybe she got on you about, things that you had a boundary and she kept pushing, things that you pushed on her boundaries, the buttons that you guys would hit.
His tolerance for that is abnormally high.
Really?
Abnormally high.
Mine's so low.
I just want to say one thing while we're on this topic, because I feel like it's important, and I'm very lucky to have found a person who embodies this characteristic that I feel like is the solution to a lot of what we're talking about. It's honestly a hack for women, and I'm curious if you guys have this quality, but the quality of being conflict avert.
Oh my God.
Like you don't want fucking problems, and also why? Like You're not here to create problems. You're here to create solutions and bring us both up the mountain together.
Exactly.
I'm not saying this about his girl, but like in some of my past relationships, I've always felt like I was like the problem, and then I realized I'm a little bit of it for sure, because I kind of like conflict.
Right.
But man, when I found Nina, it was so refreshing to have been with a girl who like doesn't cause issues.
Right.
Yeah. And it's easy.
It's so
like
easy.
you don't have to be angry or cry or yell in a relationship.
What are we doing?
You can just enjoy. And
you don't believe you actually are going to find that. For a long time when you're in so many of those crisis relationships, you're like, who is going to be out there? That's all you know. And then all of a sudden you meet, and it's truly your best friend that genuinely just goes, I just want to sit with you and just hang out.
Yeah.
I do think it is a generational curse, if you will. Like just seeing how your parents maybe communicated in a relationship and showed love. And then perhaps it's one of those things that you can either continue that cycle and think that fighting is love, or you are the one that breaks the cycle, breaks the generational curse. Like, oh, okay, actually, I'm going to not do what they did and find something different, more wholesome.
I also believe your cups both have to be full.
True.
I always say this.
Where's your cup at, Mike?
Where's your cup, Mike?
I have so much work to do. I have so much work to do. And also, like, truthfully, like, I mean that in two ways. I mean on myself, but I also mean on the planet. Like, truthfully, like I spoke with Logan about this. Maybe now's a good time to bring it up. I had a medium reach out to me last week. So a medium, a breathwork coach, someone that I've worked with in the past. I've just done breathwork with her, but it was about 5 years ago. Okay, her name's Hella. I'll say her name.
She's just from a little bit more context. Lucas Mack, who's Jake's breathwork coach for all of his fights, it's his partner.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
They're like kind of in the circle, and they're both very good at what they do.
Amazing, like amazing breath work.
Yeah.
But I hadn't spoken with her at all. And she reached out to me while I was traveling in Austin last week getting stem cells. And she said, hey, I really need to meet with you. Is there a time that we can meet? And I said, yeah, I'm traveling right now. I'll be back home Monday. You can come over, whatever. So Monday night comes along. She takes this like $260 Uber on her own dime to my house and shows up at the door, sits on the couch. We talk for like 5 minutes and she's like, hey, I have to tell you something right now that's going to be a little bit heavy. Like, are you ready to hear it? And like, when I get in the room with like mediums and stuff like that, like I start to get a little bit scared, tense, right?
Oh,
Like,
of course, yeah.
I am a Christian. I think about this thing and that thing. And she goes, when you were going through all your drug stuff and the trauma in your life, she goes, do you think that you ever passed at any point to the other side? And I was like, I mean, I've been on life support so many times and in so many accidents, and I would assume maybe it could be possible. And she's like, so you have. She goes, you 100% have seen the other side. And I was meditating on this last week after a friend of mine passed, she told me, and she said, and I kept seeing her face, so I meditated deeper. And she said, I have been told to bring you the message that you are the voice for the people who have passed from addiction and mental illness. You are their voice on earth. You are their mouthpiece. You are their legs, their body, since they don't have that anymore. And they want to let you know that you're protected. You have been sent on this mission. You've been sent back on this mission. She almost called it like as like an angelic grim reaper, she said, to bring this message home.
That's so powerful.
It shook me very, very deeply to my core, like truthfully, to have this message of affirmation on something that I'm so deeply about to really roll into. Obviously, I already have a best-selling book about it, which I would love to have featured on the book club at some point.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah.
Definitely, of course.
But like to have that affirmation of something that is in my core. The only thing I've ever felt passionate about in my life, which is helping people that struggle with that. And so when I say I have a lot to work on and how it affects my relationships, I don't mean just internally. I mean, I have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And that is another obstacle when you're trying to share a life with somebody, because I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I tell you that's actually something interesting, and not to get too astrology based, but just to kind of give you a context, but why 2025 is really, really interesting is Pluto is one of the farthest from the sun, and it just represents like death and rebirth, right? For 16 years, it's been in Capricorn, which is all about grinding, work, money, building your empire, right? So for the first time in 16 years, it's in Aquarius, which is very eccentric, free-spirited, but very humanitarian. Everything is about helping your family, helping the masses, wanting to grow generationally. And it's really interesting that this woman approached you to let you know that this is your mission, especially for 2025, that you have to be in this mindset of helping the people, because that's all what Aquarius is that they're very innovative, and it's more technology based. And it's kind of ironic with everything that's going on in our government as well with technology and that whole thing with Elon and ChatGPT and Sam, whatever. But I think it's just interesting that happened with the whole Pluto thing. But it felt very aligned when I just heard that you said that. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of in this realm right now in 2025. It's like, what is the next big step that I can make it even bigger? But like more people see it, but it helps them. And it's, I don't know. And it feels very serendipitous to hear that was meant to be.
That's the word. And that's the word. I mean, I remember when I told the story about how I kept running into people before on site as well. And it was this really like God-given situation. To keep it on relationships, how much do you guys believe that horoscopes play a role in matchmaking?
I'll tell you this, a first date hates to see us coming.
Yeah.
Because we are saying, what is your sign? And every time, oh, you're that kind of girl. Listen, believe it if you want. By the way, we grew up with this stuff. Our grandma was an astrologist. Sly had crystals the size of children. We'd have to walk around in our home. Like, we grew up on this.
He lives on it. He loves
lives
astrology.
it.
I'm sorry, you call him Sly?
Yes, we do. How about this? Sly, we love you, is so nuts that when my little sister was being born, my mom was induced into labor, and he told the doctors, hold off for one more day. I want her to be a Gemini. So he kept her in the belly one more day, so she's a Gemini.
That's
Can
amazing.
I tell you really quickly, and I just want to give you guys your flowers right now. You guys have created such a force and such a knowledge base and such and your energies and your approach to all of this is so big that we've made it 20 plus minutes into this podcast without mentioning the fact that your father is Sylvester fucking Stallone. Like, that is not even close to the first thing that came off. Okay, one of the greatest actors in the history of the universe.
He does all right. He does all right.
He's fine.
You guys are the stars now.
No, it's crazy. I mean, it's kind
you.
of cool because we're kind of trying to pave our own path with having that name, and we're kind of figuring out our own steps. But yeah, I mean,
My God, the shoes are massive to fill.
yeah. I mean, but it's nice that we're girls. I think that's what helps
true.
a lot.
That's true.
I wanted to ask about this. I do feel like we should do an intro just really quick. So
Oh yeah.
Hi.
for those of you who have not figured it out, it's the Stallone sisters. Sophia and Sistine. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We normally do it at the beginning, but we're back. Okay, I just had a daughter. I just had a
I
daughter.
know. Congratulations.
Today's her half birthday, 6 months old.
Wait, that is huge. And can I just say, Sistine and I were talking about this morning. We're like, oh my God, wait, he has a daughter.
That's the best.
And I thought, oh my God, it'd be kind of cool to share what our dad did with us that really we loved as daughters with our relationship with our father, to tell you.
Ladies,
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
Okay,
Yes.
great. We're
Okay.
all on the same.
Please enlighten
I
me.
do want to say this. My parents always said, I love that you have a daughter, because boys, when they hit a certain age and they find their wife or their girlfriend, whatever, they don't really need their parents anymore. Like, they just leave.
I can relate.
But women
Boys
are
become-
forever.
Yeah.
Like, but daughters are
Sorry,
forever.
Mom and Dad. I love you guys.
No, but it's true, and that's fine.
true.
That's just the way it is. But daughters are forever. They always come back home to their mom and
Yeah.
dad.
They always see their mom and dad.
So that's really sweet.
But I was thinking about this and I mentioned to Sistine, I was like, wait, this is something I really want to tell you, because growing up, my dad raised us like boys. Like, I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
When he saw us, he didn't see us and go, oh, she's going to love clothes, makeup, all the girly stuff.
Sophie, we looked like boys.
I will tell you, he respects the hell out of you because of WWE. We grew up on
yeah.
SummerSlam.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Randy
My
Orton,
dad was obsessed.
Undertaker.
Whoa, I beat
Triple
Randy
H.
Orton.
Yeah.
I beat Randy Orton.
I had the biggest crush on him.
Oh, same
Triple
here.
H. Like, we lived
So
for WWE.
my
That's
point was
crazy.
that
Yeah.
he involved us in his world without
Yeah.
separating us, being like, oh, they wouldn't care about it. We grew up playing golf, shot put, WWE, comic books,
No
like
way.
loved it. So what I'm saying to you is, if you feel like you can't relate to your daughter, just bring her into your world. Show her everything
I
that
would
you
love
that.
love.
We
And
love
I'm telling you, we've become very well-rounded because we can think like a guy and a girl now. Like, we can relate to you guys on literally the broiest stuff. But that's only because he was like, honestly, the only thing I want my daughters to do is throw a shot put, smoke a cigar, and swing a
No,
golf
that's
club.
how we
That was
really
it.
bonded. When I was like 17, I go, okay, what does he love to do? Watch UFC every Saturday and smoke a cigar. So what did we do? Started smoking cigarellos and watching UFC
No
every
way.
Saturday
Yep.
for like 4
Yeah,
years
from like high
straight.
school
Oh my
and college.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are gangsters.
No, we love it. I mean,
But-
you can't
but-
be raised by him.
Inherently, though, you must not be like girly girls, right? Like,
Definitely not.
I mean, kind of.
no, we've
yeah.
become more so, but no, we were more rough. Like, my dad would always teach us how to throw a punch. We were softball.
Okay.
Like, he took down our jungle gym and replaced it with a softball cage, like
Yeah.
a batting cage. Like, everything was much more masculine. Like, we had bow and arrows in the backyard. Like, that was how we actually had to be fit.
I want to say something. I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, because like I feel like to raise your daughter like a lady and like a woman, even if that is like more feminine, is not a bad thing. There's,
No, of
there's a lot
course
of power in that. But I asked this girl named Jaden. She has a YouTube channel called Jaden Animations. Mr. Beast invited a bunch of YouTubers in this glass box to compete for $1 million.
Crazy.
Very successful YouTuber, and you know,
Yeah.
we're trapped in this box. So in between challenges, I asked her, I was like, hey, like, I'm about to have a daughter. Can you give me advice on like what it takes to raise a young woman to be successful like you did? And she said the same exact thing you just said.
Isn't that crazy?
She said, my dad didn't raise me like a girl.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she didn't feel like her gender affected like anything.
No,
that she could
because
do
we
in
still
life.
loved clothes, make like clearly we loved doing our hair. We loved
But our
doing
morning routine was insane
Oh,
for a fourth
God,
grader.
it was
Did you dump
awful.
your head in ice water?
I'll tell you.
And
Drip Saratoga.
We did it for what, 5 years, starting in like the second grade, almost through high school. Honestly,
through high
forever.
school, until we can
He'd wake
rebel.
us up at school started at 8. He'd wake us up at 6 a.m. Come downstairs. We'd have to do 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 20 clean and
Are you
jerks.
serious?
20 clean and jerks. No, I'm not kidding. And if we didn't snap correct, we'd have to start over. We would
Go to the backyard and shoot.
go to
shot put,
yeah,
and
we
then
do shot
swing
put
golf
because
club.
he wanted us to break the record for shot put. Who does shot
That's
put?
crazy.
Okay. in
Oh,
fourth
I
grade.
lost. I got second place. He didn't talk to me for a week.
And then we put no, swear to God,
second
he actually
grade.
got so
Also,
upset.
like you guys don't really have the frame for shot put.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We don't.
we were
I
this
was
big.
chicks that were like 300 pounds.
Yeah,
Then
what?
we would throw a punch.
Skinny white chick here. I'm like, no.
We'd have to memorize combinations, and then we do combinations, and then
Memorize Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, that was after school.
What? Sorry.
Dark.
The Raven.
The Raven, yeah.
Never.
Into a tape
never
recorder.
mind.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
And then before we left for school, he would make us like 4 eggs each. I hated eggs. I can't eat eggs to this day. I'd vomit. He'd make me another plate. I'm like, fuck.
Oh my god.
So
we were
much of that-
jacked.
how much of that
Little girl.
routine do you think is part of the reason why you guys are so successful?
A lot of
Oh
it.
yeah, a lot of
it.
It
Yeah.
taught us how to have hard work and also keep ourselves accountable. We were very active. I think also it really installed us how to be healthy, working out, what it takes to be the best. And our parents didn't come from anything. Like both of them were new money, ground up. My dad was living on the street in New York. My mom has like no parents, 1 of 7 in Minnesota. Like both of them, and she raised her. She started her own company, made
$1 billion.
$1 billion in sales for skincare.
Jesus.
I know.
Just then, yeah.
And she's beautiful and the best mom ever. So
Yeah,
like,
and it's crazy. So we were raised with really like you guys, super ambitious people, and they instilled that in us and always reminded us, you know, everything isn't handed to you, and that was like a big part of it too.
yeah.
How do you stay that ambitious knowing that you have such big shoes to fill? Did you ever feel like the pressure was too much?
All the time.
All the time, yeah. We were
All the
always
time.
trying to be really perfect, especially growing up, and I think that we still have that innately in us. But I think what really helped us today is finding our own avenue. Like Sistine's now being a screenwriter, and she does a lot of things on the side that like he is not involved in. I just finished my first romance novel. Like that's going to be my new avenue.
Sick.
And I think having our own paths and our own voices, and then also this podcast, like that has nothing to do with him and has everything to do with us, has really gave us the confidence. And I think they taught us, you know, expand your world, expand your circle. Like don't just stay in the, I think also not being in the social media world super young was a big idea. Like we didn't get involved in it until after
We didn't
college.
go out.
Like,
We didn't part. Well, we weren't invited.
actually, wait. I just remembered.
Oh my God. We have to say something. This is such
Crazy
a crazy
timing.
coincidence with you, Logan.
I think I know
No.
what you're gonna say.
No. This is so bad. This is nuts, you guys. Yesterday, on my Photos app in my phone, you know how they do like 4 years ago today, whatever, right? I got one 8 years ago today. I click on it. Who's the photo? Us three.
Us three.
We've met. And I was like, wait, what? What are the odds? We're seeing you tomorrow. We already have a photo with you. So then I was going into my Rolodex. I'm like, where was this from? Year 2017. It was some Dolce & Gabbana event in LA.
No
We took like a party bus to a club. We were all underage, but they rented it out.
No
Here's the
way.
craziest part. All I remember is that we were on this party bus and you were so nice.
Yeah, you were
And
really
that
nice.
I never
Are you
forget.
sure?
Yeah,
I
actually.
promise you. No, trust me. I would
we
tell
never
you.
forgot that actually.
I would tell you if you're an asshole for sure.
Oh yeah, we would tell
You
that.
were really friendly, and we were just like so shy, didn't say anything. You were just so friendly to everyone. You were kind of in like this like eccentric phase, I think, in your life because you were like dabbing.
Wait, no,
and-
wait, did you
Wait, I have the craziest
No, it
pictures.
could have been,
No.
it could
You
have
were
been
definitely
3
like
years.
at the. He was definitely like the peak where it was
It's like blogging.
a lot of.
So
like,
that was 5. That was 5 years ago. Then.
No,
I have photos and videos.
Oh, you're
It's
dabbing in the video.
hysterical.
I was dabbing in the.
Oh yeah,
no, that could
I have
been
it.
3 years.
It's amazing.
Can I
have it.
please see it?
Of
Yeah, go
course.
grab it. Where is it? It's so funny.
Could that have been 2022?
No.
No, it was
No,
earlier.
It was 2017.
Yeah, no, it was way.
Well, how did you guys? That was 8 years ago.
You turn
Yeah.
off your phone.
That's insane.
Oh, I thought you said 3.
Insane.
Sorry.
That's insane.
No, it was
timing.
crazy.
know, we're
And-
like,
but
why
you
are we
were
meeting
so nice to us
tomorrow?
on the bus. You were just
Oh.
being like, you weren't being loud or anything. You were just like, hey, like
You were
you're
so
Logan.
fun. And you know what? We meet a lot of people, a lot of like kids, especially in this position, and they're all so mean.
Mean, we don't like
So we
those
never
people.
forget someone that was really
Name
nice.
some of the mean
And you were
ones.
really-
Oh God.
Right. And when the camera's cut,
start?
you know who they are.
You know what? While you look for that picture, you know what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh,
Oh God.
did we date someone you know?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Actually,
sure?
actually,
Yeah, probably.
Actually,
Probably you, not me.
probably. I think you might have.
Oh, okay, I knew it. It's never me.
No. I was gonna say your podcast.
Yeah.
I believe my fiance was supposed to come on it at one point.
Oh, okay.
Nina
Yeah, we were
Nina
actually. Can I tell you
canceled.
this? We were not going to bring this up because we're like, it's
I forgot
fine. Like,
about this.
I was so bitter.
Yeah,
that
Nina
day.
canceled. Nina canceled.
canceled
But it's
the day
okay
of.
because we had 4 other guests that day. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
it was okay. We were just upset because we're like so excited to meet her and have her on, and then she canceled the morning of, and we're like, oh, does she not want to go on?
She hates us.
Do you know why she canceled?
She said she was sick.
I think she said she was sick.
That's not true.
Oh, I know. What do you know? What the truth
That was the morning we met.
You're lying! Wait, that's okay. I forgive you. That's okay.
Yeah.
You can totally cancel again.
Hold on. We've been like invisible string theory for a long
Yeah.
time
That's
now.
insane.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I'll allow it.
Wait, sorry.
Isn't that
what?
crazy?
Wait, does that
It
mean
was
like
the
you were like
morning-
hanging out in her apartment or
It was-
something?
Yeah, so she's like, wait, you're not crazy.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Okay, so
Okay, if she had said that, I would have like
was this
bet.
2021, no,
That's
2022.
so-
And we flew to New York. We're still living in LA, and we booked like a bunch of guests in LA, like New York, just to, like have on. And Nina was like the first one. And so we're ready, we're excited, we have our thing out. And all of a sudden we get a call like, she's sick, she can't come in. And we're so upset. We're like, fuck. Like,
Sick.
now we have like the studios.
I was
for
more
another
upset.
hour.
Not what I would say.
Listen. Wait, that's amazing. I know. I just wanted to see her workout routine, but this is way better.
Yeah, I was like, that's
She
awesome.
was like, yeah, I was supposed to do their podcast, and I canceled because it was the morning I met you. I was like, what?
That is
That's
insane.
crazy.
What a full circle
I would've
moment.
canceled.
Can we talk more about that meeting too? Because I'd love to get into more dating stuff.
Wait, but I really want to.
I do wanna-
That's insane. Already
I really want to show
insane.
this to you guys.
No, is that a video?
Oh, we have a video.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Wampa.
Wampa! No way.
Oh
It's that era. It's that era.
Shut up!
God.
I have pictures too.
Shut up!
Well, we're gonna put them on the screen.
Oh my god! I hit the dab so hard. Shut
Let's
up!
see.
The hair is
Oh
swooping.
my god! The hair swoop was going off.
Yep.
Going
Yep.
off.
Wow,
Isn't that
guys!
I know.
We have
1 year ago,
history.
History. I
Weird.
know. Is that crazy? Because and this was last night, us sitting on their couch, that popped
I know.
up.
I'm surprised
Some
we
things are
haven't all
happening right now.
crossed
I know.
paths
Yeah,
again.
some things are
Insane.
happening. This
Full
is
circle
crazy.
moment.
Crazy, crazy.
Whoa!
Whoa, crazy.
No.
What now?
All right.
No.
Anyway,
Nice blast from
bye guys.
the past, something that Logan wanted to forget about that era of his life.
And this is like podcast full circle, like her on ours, canceling meets you, us on yours.
It's insane.
Weird.
Serendipity.
Weird.
Yeah, it really is serendipity.
And now
it
you
came
guys
from
have
me
a
and you.
reality show. We had a
I
reality.
know.
So much in
That's
common.
why.
I know.
Why did you guys accept that? Because it's
No, by the way,
scary
theirs looks
thing.
way better than
Yeah,
ours.
ours is kind of boring.
Yours looks really fun.
Thanks. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't accept it. We pitched it.
Sophia.
We pitched
Oh well, we were offered it, and we're like, I don't know why we're doing
Okay.
this.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the short-ish version is because like with YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
that era,
Yeah.
my life wasn't interesting enough to like I don't know, get like a traditional TV show.
Right.
I had to manufacture content, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I was so eccentric. It's like energy, oh dab, stupid haircut.
Right.
It worked.
But yeah, it worked. It
worked,
definitely
yeah,
worked.
yeah.
I faked it till I made it.
Yeah.
Gotta do that,
And,
yeah.
and I felt like at some point my life got interesting enough
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, this feels like, and this is gonna sound arrogant coming from me, but I try to look at like stories like as objectively as
Yeah.
possible. But looking at my life from the outside, I went, you know what? Have the fiance now. Brother's got the speed skating Olympic girlfriend. I'm about to be a dad, WWE champion on the. I
Crazy.
was like, you know what? I think I'm at a point where like this is. I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have this like. I feel compelled to document. I have
Right.
since I was like 9,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm like, you know what? If I could document on like a bigger format with my family
Yep.
and finally come together with my brother, who
Yep.
we've never like really done anything together,
Right.
I think we could tell a pretty interesting story.
I think
and
it's
I
a
think-
great idea. We always described ours as the greatest home movie ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So something
Yeah.
you're gonna look back with all your kids and your parents, and you're like,
Yeah.
And now
We
your
did
brother's
that.
engaged.
He's
I saw.
he's engaged.
That's so great.
Like,
So
we're
it's like,
like
you guys are killing it. We need
thanks,
to.
thanks,
Oh, everyone's
guys.
on us.
I know.
Thanks, guys.
What are some
That's
some
great.
challenges that they could look forward to being a part of? the
you know,
reality show?
everyone has an opinion, but I feel like you guys are so.
Well, they're already
Yeah,
out
that-
there.
like,
how
it's
about
always
how about
out
on the
there.
industry, like on the production side?
I think what we really honed in on was making sure we had creative control. That
Yeah.
we really made sure we had editing rights, that things weren't manipulated.
We had
to
our
become
fingers
worse.
in every single
Yeah,
crevice of
we're-
the show. Like I did the scoring for the show. We sat in the editing bay for 8 hours for every episode. Like we were like
Yeah.
everything that you know what though, because
It's what we
Sly
had planned,
has
so it's different.
you know such a long prolific career, right? And we didn't want to come out with anything that would taint it or ruin it. Like
Yeah.
you don't want him to be remembered because he had that really crappy reality show.
Yeah.
So if we were gonna do it, we wanted to do it right. And what we loved about ours is he really wanted to break the fourth wall. So it kind of felt like Office style, where he'd look into the camera and
Yeah.
like make a face.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part is pushing back. I mean, but you guys are, the difference is like
You're used
are
to this stuff.
They're
We
so
were-
themselves already on the internet,
Yeah.
whereas we have to keep some things to ourselves just to protect our family and like our,
What would you say what would you say that split is between what you're willing to show to the public and the side of your life that you want to keep personal, percentage-wise?
Well, relationships were,
my God,
mine
that was the biggest
dumped
one.
me for
oh,
that.
both our
Like,
boyfriends
oh, God.
Really?
had panic attacks.
Yeah.
in the reality show. Yeah. It's just, I think what's hard is like, we're not so in the public eye where our personal lives can be meshing well with the public life. Like our relationships, none of them wanted to be on the show. Like you guys have relationships that would be open to doing it and supporting it, even if she didn't want to do it. Like
she didn't want to do it, but
she's like, I love you. I support you. Like
Right.
this is your life. Like I know what I'm marrying into.
yeah.
We didn't have that support. And I think also having to navigate his past and knowing like how much he wanted to expose, like that was really hard because he is the story. Like it's him. It's the Stallone family.
You know what TV gold is? Everyone would love to see the child of acting erratic and drunk.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
messy
yeah,
and
yeah,
frantic.
for sure.
And we're so not that. We're in
Yeah,
bed by 9
naturally
o'clock.
we're not.
We're in bed by 9 o'clock.
You guys are a little too
no,
put
you guys
together.
are-
we're too goody.
You're too put together.
No, but you
Yeah.
turn up sometimes.
No,
Oh, no,
no,
we know, you
I
can, but,
enjoyed it,
like-
but they would say stuff like, okay, I want you to like get really drunk, skinny dip in your pool and call your ex. And I was like, no, like, no, even though it would be TV gold, they would eat it up. And I'm
yeah.
like,
That's great, but
I want to be a mom one day. I don't want them to be like,
Yeah,
Mom,
exactly.
is this, what was this?
Yeah.
What, moms don't turn
Girls
up,
Gone
call
Wild,
their
not
exes up in the
not
pool
my
naked?
type.
Not my vibe.
I'll do that, but it'll be unprompted because
See, that's unprompted.
You've already done it. Though. You're used to doing it.
yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you're already doing skydives and backflips off.
We're
like,
trying to get
50
a
pounds,
husband.
500
We
pounds.
can't be out there doing crazy.
I want to ask about that for a second. I also want to let Mike speak, but I am curious just really quickly because you keep calling him Sly.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That doesn't bother him?
No.
You know what's? It's like he's like surpassed father. He's just like Sly. I don't know. I think when because people always ask about him, that's calling him like dad seems kind of strange when you know him as Sly.
I
don't
call
know.
my dad Greg because
Oh, you got it.
Greg.
Well,
Yeah,
his
but he has an
podcast is-
issue with it.
Oh, really?
My dad doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have an
He's
issue.
so-
with it.
Call
Yeah.
him
Weird.
Pops.
That's classic.
I call him Pops. Just
Pops
'cause I
is
think it's-
old.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm old. I sometimes sit down with him. We have supper together. We watch our favorite program.
Pops.
But we
Are you
did
gonna get a
both.
root beer
We, like-
float after? What do you mean,
40 years
Pops?
old. You know, so yeah, I'll probably have a bite of some meatloaf, get a
Meatloaf.
meatloaf.
Why do y'all love?
get a float, maybe,
At what age do people
maybe a
start loving
soda,
Yeah, wait, what?
soda
Yeah,
pop,
what
go down to the
age
local
do
ice
people
shed,
start
get some
to like
shit, some
soft
ice.
food, like meatloaf, mashed
Jello?
I'm there right now. I'll go get some
Oh.
meatloaf right now. A cup of milk.
Oh,
Cup of milk.
Right now. I'm there right now. Go watch Jeopardy.
What
right
kind of
now.
milk? What kind of milk are you drinking?
Not fucking almond milk.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Wow.
Sophia and I posted this one clip on our
We got
podcast.
So shit on.
It blew up, but every guy shit on us because we said that what happened to manly men just drinking 2% of whole milk. Like
Damn.
I think it's hot if
No,
we're at
damn.
if we're at a cafe. and
Hot
goes,
take.
Facts.
Right?
Wait,
No, but like,
How is that a hot take?
Wait, do we want
Hot
to go on
take.
a coffee date with a guy and he goes, I would like an almond milk
No,
cappuccino.
stop.
oat milk,
Stop.
like
Bro, do you know what milk is? Milk is a term. It is a product that comes from a cow.
Right.
You are not drinking almond milk. You are drinking chalk.
No, it's
You're not
almond
drink-
water.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
almond
like
water.
what
It's
are you
almond
talking?
water.
You can't just put milk.
No,
that's
but
like saying this is a glass car. That's not true. It's not almond milk. What
No,
did
but
it
it's
come
just-
out of? A
it's just
fucking cat?
attractive. Like, oh yeah, I want cow's milk in my coffee. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
rugged.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
You guys like it.
come on. What do you mean? Like, I'll have a frappuccino
Hey,
blended with oat
that's a
milk.
good.
Like,
That's a
give me
good
break.
question,
She
right
said
there.
he's rugged.
I got a
He's
good,
rugged.
He's-
I got a
Black
good
coffee.
build off right there for you. Where do some things that would be considered red flags for some girls become green flags for others? And do girls always tell the truth about their flag styles?
no, we do not.
Nope.
Clearly,
Clearly, because
obviously.
we like creamed like every time like someone says that. Oh,
Wait, so
with
you're
milk.
asking where do we find red flags that eventually become green flags?
No, I mean, or I guess first and foremost, do you always tell the truth about what you consider a red flag, and do you stand by your values?
Oh no. See, I have a list of non-negotiables on my phone.
I'd
What are
love
they?
to hear them.
Have not listened to one of them. So to your point, I literally go to the opposite. Oh my god, this photo.
So they
jump scare.
definitely are negotiable.
Yeah, I mean, if I like the
all
person- no, this is the
negotiable. Are you
thing.
kidding me?
I have to like you enough for those flags to become like yellow.
You are a bit pickier than me, which
I'm
I respect.
way pickier.
Which I respect. I will go out
Oh
with
yeah.
an Uggo if he's funny.
Yeah.
Like-
Like mine.
Hey, is that the, yeah? That's,
Yeah.
You just described me perfectly. Wait,
Wait,
it's-
no, you're not ugly.
thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. Logan just likes to throw that out because
Oh.
charming.
You know
looking
what it
man.
is? We always say it's more so. I feel like I don't date the people because I want to date them. Like, what would my parents think? Like, everyone has a different requirement in our family, and we're so close. It's like unfortunate. Like, Sistine wants someone that's funny, so I'm like, okay, I have to find a funny guy.
Doesn't every girl want that?
Yes, but
is that not number
but some
one?
girls want to be the funnier one, or some girls want a guy like literally sits home and doesn't do anything. But then then my dad, he just wants like a beautiful specimen that can like make hot babies for us, and like he has like a strong lineage like that can golf.
Can I say what Dad said? The British
Throw
way?
shot put.
The British. No. You can't
that
say
real?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll get in trouble. My dad is very not PC. Like
Very honest.
He's very. If you guys actually would love him. He is
Can we meet him here on the show?
Honestly,
Oh my God. He's shooting Tulsa King right now. In
I
Atlanta.
love that show.
way.
I love it.
Love
he's
that
doing one,
show.
and he's
It's
doing
so great.
4th season like right after.
Wait a second.
So they're
Who was
filming right after.
who? You're on it.
Scarlett, the young
Scarlett, not
Scarlett,
everyone
sorry.
thinks-
Yeah.
no, I
Well, you're the
cannot.
closest
Yeah.
look-wise.
Yeah.
So,
No, I look like Scarlett, but no, he's hilarious. He's so
you guys would love
wacky.
him.
Really?
He knows
Love you guys.
everything. Like if you want to know anything about everything, he's a savant.
We
he's
have
a
to-
little
we have to
offbeat.
have
He's
him on
funny.
there.
Yeah, you guys should.
Honestly, you should.
He would love
Our
that.
producer says we'll
You
go
know-
to the set.
If
he
you
has-
called
He
him
just
right now,
invited
if you
us.
called him
He
right now,
loves
would he
you
pick
guys.
up the
I
phone?
Should I try?
Yeah, try calling.
By the way, he loves you guys.
Let me
He talks about
text him.
you, Jake, you, like all of you guys, like all the
Whoa.
time. He thinks he respects the hell out of what you do.
Whoa.
He thinks it's,
He might be on set. Let me see.
What a guy.
yeah, you should just call. Wait, this would be crazy.
Should I just call? Not even.
Yeah,
text?
just FaceTime him.
Yo, slide.
All right.
He'll
This
love
is
it.
crazy.
Let's see if he's not filming. Hopefully he's not. know
I
he's-
think he might be on.
That's
set.
fine. We wouldn't
We'll
be.
see.
I love Tulsa King.
It's so great.
It's
Okay,
really
every
cool.
guy loves
Oh,
it.
come on.
I don't
Great fucking
understand.
show.
I feel like he might be filming.
Is season 2 out?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's-
Oh, yeah.
wait.
Season 2.
Season 3 is
It's a-
filming right now.
Okay.
Season 4 is gonna be right
I
after.
binged whatever's out.
Yeah. So he's not answering. He'll probably call back in a second because he's obsessed with his phone. He's honestly like an iPad kid.
Can we go?
Oh, that's amazing.
brain
Wait,
rots.
I want to hear.
Yeah.
from
What?
non-negotiables.
No.
That's
he
what I
did
was
first
going back
season,
to
but
too.
they're
That's
not
exactly what I was about to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I really want to hear the non-negotiables that are
Oh,
still
yes,
negotiable.
Yes.
Ooh, they're kind of. I have to.
Say the ones you
Yeah,
can.
you could pick and choose.
Okay, I'll pick and choose. Sophia, but you have some too. It's not just me.
Oh, I
See,
like-
this is my list. My absolute fuck knows, but I do all of these. Okay. Absolutely not. Doesn't make me laugh. Doesn't ask questions and keep the
Oh, a
conversation
lot of
going.
guys don't ask questions on dates
Can
with
I-
us.
Is that interesting?
It's so weird. I'm like, I know everything about you. And
I asked
even-
about your grandparents. I know about your job. I know about your college. I know about your friend group. And I'm sitting there, not one question.
Can I say?
Yes.
The fact that you guys are podcast hosts is like a major strength for you.
Oh my
honest.
God, the conversation probably
Oh,
has
it's
to be
hilarious.
so.
Oh, it
but
has
the
to be on
conversation
it.
has to be so
You
strong.
have to be so witty with
Yeah.
us. Like you have to honestly make fun of like a wall with us. Like you have to
Yes.
make fun of a person back.
Well-
like, tell me what they're doing right now. Give me a scenario. Like
Yep.
we need to
Yeah.
have that banter
If
because
you-
our dad's like that, and we're like so used to that cracking back and forth even with us. That honestly, like I'd rather be single and talk to her than like talk to someone that doesn't.
Although it's hitting the point where like, I think we've talked to each other enough. I think we need to not. All right, let's see. I have
doesn't have a
no
real
fun
job.
banter, doesn't have a real job. And you know what I mean? Like if they say like
Entrepreneur.
I'm an
startup,
entrepreneur.
Like not anything.
photographer, no offense to photographers.
Drop
but, like,
shipping?
when they're
Drop
not actual photographers, like they just take pictures with their iPhone.
Crypto?
I,
That's like.
needs to look like a man. What did I write?
You need to drink 2% milk.
Yeah, 2%.
Whole milk if you really want to be rugged.
If there's no follow-up text the night of, I think that is really important. And I think a lot of guys overstep on that one.
Oh, bad style. I hate a guy with bad.
What do you mean?
style.
Not always.
need to send the next text.
What?
What?
no, Dylan! Yes.
Out of here!
We picked you up.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my God!
Say thank you. There's an epidemic where women don't say thank you.
That
Who are you
works.
taking on this?
Yeah, you're
That's
taking
funny.
the wrong
You say
people on
thank
dates.
you.
You're taking the wrong people on dates.
Hold on.
I will
If
say,
that's-
What?
I will say, I hear you, and I think you're right. My fiance Nina has thanked me and still thanks me to this day for every single thing that I pay
Well,
for,
of course.
and
Have
it
you-
goes that a long way.
Have you
No,
guys
it's
gone out
okay.
with girls that don't say thank you?
They exist.
That's
They
insane.
exist, guys.
That's crazy because we actually do say thank you. That's
Wait,
true.
what? That's
But-
like a bare minimum.
But like, text me at the end of the day, being like, "Did you get home safe?" Like that's what I'm talking about.
I think it's a courtesy, Dylan. Like it
yeah.
comes. You know what it comes down to, in my opinion, just being a gentleman. Like,
Yeah,
like being a
exactly.
gentleman.
Wait a second. I'm sending I'm still do all that stuff.
The flowers.
When did
is
you send
great.
flowers?
I send flowers all the time. I sent his daughter and his wife or fiance
Aw,
flowers last
what?
week. one of my favorite things to do is to send Sarah
See,
flowers.
that's
I would
sweet.
send flowers with messages.
Sophia and
all
I
the
only get
time.
flowers for an apology.
Yeah.
No, see,
We need to find better guys.
that's been the hardest part about my
Yeah.
situation recently, and he can attest to this. I actually am a really good boyfriend.
No, you're
I
romantic.
feel like I can see that.
to an extent.
and it's interesting. You're an avoidant romantic. Like
Because I'll push myself to do stuff that I know is a movement in the right direction,
yeah, but-
even if it's
but
uncomfortable
maybe
for me. Does
that's
that
the
make sense?
sign that it's not the right relationship because you have to force yourself. I feel like things just so
No, you would say
naturally-
that, but if you have some of the like vulnerabilities and the issues that I deal with in my life, such as like really bad anxiety, which turns
No,
into,
I have horrible anxiety.
I
panic disorder.
sometimes some of the things that like would be normal like this desire to do stuff sometimes is met with a resistance that's hard to explain.
Right.
And so I do sometimes have to be like, yo, it would be a good thing to do X, Y, and Z today. And I know that's not the ideal situation, but that's the life that I live, unfortunately.
What are you looking for? Like,
Well,
what's your plan?
So I was gonna spit this
Like
question
what we're
back at
looking
you. Two, because your list of non-negotiables was
gotta update it.
was extremely first date focused.
Right.
And so I want to talk to you a little bit more about your long-term goal non-negotiables. Like we talked about earlier in the episode, a huge one for me and is a big part of my list, especially right now, is like slow to anger.
Yeah.
Ability to absorb, think through, and approach a situation calmly in a private setting as opposed to in a public place.
Emotionally mature.
That is so important, and even more so like this avoidance to altercation altogether. Like, dude, I was a fucking hero. I should not be here.
Right.
Everything that happens in my life is a blessing. A plane delay, landing at the wrong airport because there's a medical emergency, something happening in the bar that shouldn't have. None of that ever appears to me as something that I need to talk or even think about. I'm
Right.
so thankful to be here that I can't ever think about arguing with someone that I love and look at and I'm just like, you're so
you
beautiful. I
feel
just-
so insignificant.
Dude, I remember I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible, but I had that conversation with her on the jet from Vancouver, and I said, yo, I'm putting a rule out there right now. There's no crying on private jets in this relationship. I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens, okay? We are on a G550 right now, flying from Vancouver to Opelika, Miami.
You know what?
We just left
That
a
is-
5-star
that's fair.
ski resort where we probably were eating
Yeah.
caviar and A6 Wagyu. What are we crying about?
I feel like that should be an unspoken.
What are we fucking crying about right
Yeah,
now?
no.
dude?
Life is amazing.
No,
if you're
like
on a private
please,
plane.
bro.
Are you kidding?
I'm sorry.
that's-
That was my rage moment.
But by the way, that's valid. Like, are you kidding? That's the most amazing blessing to ever have, that we're in this position where we get to experience these things that 99% of the world
I
doesn't.
smoked
Like,
crack. Are you fucking serious? I didn't think I was ever gonna try a steak. I used to buy rolls of Brillo pads and break them apart and stuff them into a pipe and light the chemicals on fire while I slept on a couch that had holes in it that itched.
I'm not laughing at you.
No, it's fine. You can.
our podcast, we talk about like a lot of girls shouldn't call dibs on dates.
We're talking about dark seduction tricks, and we're like, I smoked crack. No, this
Like,
is
bro,
great.
my like bucket list was go to Six Flags.
Did you?
Yes.
Yay!
But like, so when I'm out and like as soon as this is for any relationship, not to pin it in the past one. You guys know this. You know, everyone in this room knows this. My energy is my gold.
Yeah.
I walk in a room. My goal is to own dominate every single room that I walk into.
Yeah.
And I will. I do not believe that there is a greater room worker on this planet than me right now. It's my strongest goal. You guys are here because of the relationship we built in a room.
Yeah.
right?
Can that be explained to me for a second? Like how,
Like how
did
we
that happen?
met?
Yeah.
You came up to us at.
It was F1.
Yep.
Yeah, but
It was
What
F1 in
restaurant?
Miami.
Yep.
You
It
said
was-
you knew us, and we shit our pants.
Yeah,
We
I
were
was
like,
yeah,
nobody
I know you
knows
guys.
us.
Yeah, I was like, I know
Yeah.
you guys are. We had a conversation. It went swimmingly because
Yeah.
the energy and how high the vibes were.
Exactly.
And we kept in contact, and now here we are because I rely on positive energy. So when something, whether it's they believe it's right, I believe it's right, the world believes it's right, when something starts to cause my energy to dip I get very resentful towards that because this right here that you guys are witnessing is everything I got.
Yeah.
There's no master's degree. There's no classical training. I am not great at anything besides perseverance and being great.
You know what you need, which is I always say what I'm really looking for in a relationship, which I haven't found yet, is someone that allows me the freedom to be exactly who I want, to go off and like I'm a person that I have like 100 passions in my head. Like I do. Sistine and I are doing 4 different careers right now at the same time. Like all we're focused on is work. We're always wanting to be the loudest in the room. We're always wanting to take over a situation. But we also want someone to be there that could ground us, but give us that freedom, but also that we respect.
It's a huge ask.
A huge
It's
ask.
a huge ask,
And it's
and that's
hard.
why I don't fault. That's why I don't fault from my past
But that's
at
why
all.
I
'Cause
say-
it's massive.
But that's why I
also-
say you have to find someone with their glass full.
And
Like
it
they
also
have such a
sounds like-
fulfilling life themselves that they don't feel like the need to take you down, dim you, question you, go like, are you doing this? Not trust you. Because if they already feel like they're doing so well in their life, they're not going to push you back and be like, come down to like my level so that we're here at the same point. Like you need someone that goes, I love him for being just exactly who he is. Like the freedom, I respect it. It turns me on. But then you come home and she's not like fighting you on the things that who you naturally are. There's of course things you need to work on.
Sure.
There's things I need
So
to work on.
many
I'm
things.
horrible sometimes at communicating my feelings. Like sometimes I'm always like, I just want to get this over with. Like, let me just go. I avoid it. Like I'm slightly, I feel like avoidant and then slightly anxious. I don't know what I am.
Anxious avoidant.
I'm an
That's the
anxious
term.
avoidant. Yeah, for 100%. That's what I need to work on. But I would love someone that can like understand that about me, kind of pull back and like, that's not who I am at my core. Like, let's go through this and talk like rational human beings. And so it's a hard ask because not a lot of people are like that. I think a lot more people are insecure. Also, I feel bad for you for breaking up in 2025. It's impossible to move on when you're in a
Yeah.
social media
Oh
relationship.
my God.
And by the way, everything is like a little message. It's like the music they use in the background for songs. It's like the
And
things
you
they
were
post on
sending
TikTok.
us TikToks today, like, this is us.
Well,
me and my ex. I'm like,
Yeah, well, because I'm in that stage, but let me tell you something. I do have some classical training
Okay.
in social media breakups. Some would say that my last breakup was a bigger storyline from a social media stage.
Question:
Yeah,
would you
maybe.
ever
Yeah.
consider
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going
yeah.
out with someone?
I met her with 1,200 followers, private on Instagram.
But would you ever
Okay.
consider not
Private.
posting?
not
about it?
posting. I've never
That's my
posted
next-
one
that's my
relationship.
next one.
Like
That's my next
keeping
one.
it low key. Like
We've never
no.
posted one.
It's
relationship.
Because you keep yours pretty low key, even though it's like it's out there. No, but like now it's not. Like with the reality show, but before, like you guys would post like the highlights of like a relationship together. Like maybe sometimes you do some fun things, but it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe in like situationally, I feel like it was.
No, you're
I
right.
don't
Like
know.
like I share almost everything in my
Yeah.
life. We kept that very sacred for a very long time until it was like, okay, you're here to stay. Like,
Exactly.
Like
That's
fuck
what I'm
it.
saying.
Let's go. He's in a position where correct me if I'm wrong, but that is kind of important to you, correct? To have your significant other be a part of your life because your life is your content and your content is your life.
Right now and in the past few years, but as I start to adult a little bit more and move into this mental health and the substance space and really try to own that space, I could see a world where that's not the case.
Well, you can never date someone in the same industry or business. It's always going to be competitive.
I wanted to ask about this.
Yes.
Because you two do have like kind of like alpha personalities.
Yeah.
Like you said you were raised like boys.
We wear the pants, unfortunately.
I wanted to ask. Yeah,
we
like
usually do.
are you attracted to guys who also are alphas, or are you attracted to guys who are more like submissive? And when you do date a guy who maybe isn't doing as well as you or isn't as articulate and is kind of like the more submissive in the relationship.
Sorry, my dad's calling. Should we answer?
Yes, he's in
Okay.
the sly.
So
Dad, you're on Impulsive right now. If you want to say hello. You're on Impulsive.
Sly, what's up, dude? It's Logan.
What's up, bro?
Logan and Mike.
How are you? Hey, turn that off, honey. There we go.
He's in
I'm
his trailer.
watching Austin Powers. That's what actors do between takes.
Hey, amazing. And it's such a pleasure to meet you, dude. Your daughters are incredible. You've done an
Aw,
amazing job at raising
Thanks,
them.
guys. You're
Thanks.
taking real waves there. Proud of you.
Trying, bro.
How do you do it? How do you not have a bad back and I do after all the stuff you do?
Nah, because I'm incredible. I'm incredible, Sly. I'm the greatest there ever was in the WWE.
It's amazing. You know, I was fascinated with wrestling. I did a movie about it called Paradise Alley, and people really don't understand how athletic you guys are and what you have to put up
I
with.
could use fangirl.
They go, oh, it's fake. I go, really? Gravity is fake? Not really.
Hey, I appreciate that. No, I think people are being more and more turned on to the reality that is professional wrestling. It's really hard. It's a really tough discipline.
It's the hardest, man. I have great respect. Trust me.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Sly, you should be very proud of your daughters. They're absolutely
Yeah,
incredible
say it
people.
louder.
We're talking about, you know, your routines and your regiments and how they learn shot put as kids. And you've got incredible kids, Sly.
They are, well, the mother is responsible.
Hi, how are you? Oh, and there's a dog too.
There's 3
Hey.
cats.
Travel with a bunch of mutts. It's great.
Hey, I can't wait to watch the next few seasons of Tulsa King, man. Keep up the good work. We just wanted to say hey.
We're on it right now, and I think it's gonna be. Actually, I think it's much better because in the first 2 seasons, I had to be almost in every scene. Now we have other actors, so it's as they say, the tapestry is getting broader.
Oh, I love it. I'm a fan of the show, man. It was such a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
All right, take it easy, boss.
See you soon,
We'll
Sly.
link up soon.
Amazing.
Bye, Dad. Love you.
Sylvester
Mwah.
That was Sylvester.
Yeah.
No,
Rocky,
you guys,
Rocky, that's Rambo.
he would love to be sitting on this couch right now.
Yeah.
Dude, we
He
have
wants to hang
my
out.
dad is gonna freak
You guys-
out.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
My dad is gonna freak out. Like that's like my dad would go to the theater at like 12 a.m. by himself to watch every new.
Oh,
That's really
Like
cool.
he's gonna. Your dad too? Are you serious? Your
My
dad's a
dad loved
huge
Rambo.
fan.
Oh, yeah.
Rambo.
He told us, he's like, I want to raise Rambolinas. We're like, okay. No, seriously, it's like
amazing.
everything that he does, he's so method in his work that before any role, he truly is that person
Oh,
for at
it's
least
the
2 months in
worst
the house. So
before
even before Rambo, imagine like we're
We
little
like him
girls.
as Rocky.
He's method acting as
got a 50
Rambo.
cal.
A guy, no, literally.
Oh no, he has knives like
but
stuck in his
remember, Rambo spoke 3 words in the whole film. So it's like for 3 months, we're like, Dad. And he's like, Rambo at the table, not speaking.
You definitely could take some notes from this. Like
Don't-
you
don't,
100%.
well.
Not that one
For raising a
specifically.
daughter?
Yeah.
No, I knew it, guys. I was really excited because like I've been racking my brain in terms of like how to raise this woman to be the most like well-rounded, grounded, humble woman who still
Yeah.
wants to work hard because
Yep.
by the way, she's gonna have everything.
Yeah.
She's
You
gonna
honestly,
have
you
everything.
need rules, you need curfews, you need sports because that teaches discipline.
And also consistency. My parents made us eat dinner with them every single night at 5:30.
We never
Love
missed
it.
a dinner.
every
Love it.
single day, and that was the only reason why in this whole industry we didn't turn out to be these spoiled rich Nepo
Yeah.
kids where we felt entitled for everything that we did or got. It was, and we first off acknowledged how blessed we are. We're like,
Yep.
we wouldn't be in this position without him, obviously. And like, we're so owning that, but we're going to do the best that we can when we
Yep.
get to this position. You know, we're going to
It's-
do the best. And yeah. And so that's, I think what it is like letting your daughter know, like family is everything.
And
like
to be honest, don't the vacations, the Disney World trips, we don't remember
One
one
of them when we're
of those.
younger.
The only thing I remember is just them being there. Just
Yeah.
always be there. And like that's what she'll take away from it.
You guys have amazing parents.
we
Thank
do.
you.
We're really lucky.
It's you're the product of really good parenting.
Thank
man.
you.
Like we said it to him, but I'll just say it again. Like, man, your mom and him did such a good job.
Thanks.
raising
Thank you.
Guys, I really
They
appreciate
did.
it. And I think you guys are going to be such great parents.
Yeah. I
honestly,
think so,
because
too.
you're
I
already
think
He already is.
no, because
You're already asking
thinking like
the right
this and asking,
questions.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you already care enough to
Yeah.
like want your daughter to be like that.
Yeah.
She's gonna become like that.
I have a lot
willing.
more work. Although Al Pacino just did give me a lot of hope. He just had a kid at 82.
That's true. Yep,
which,
saw
like,
that.
So that gives me another of my lifetime.
Please,
Mike, your wife could be learning cursive right now. So you have time. You have a lot of time.
Why is Pacino's wife like 19, 20?
Yeah.
and honestly, also,
26 or
I
something.
think that I saw a video with Cameron Diaz, and she was like, "If I had a kid at 20, I would never be as good of a mom if I had them now."
No, of course.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
point is, let your timeline be your timeline. Who gives a shit what anyone's saying? Like, oh, Mike's already, he needs that.
Yeah, you don't have
No, you're not ready for that right
one
now.
thing
that.
is, one thing
Who
about me is
cares?
I really do not give a fuck.
I'll tell you right now.
shouldn't.
Think
I'm
I talk.
28. All my friends are married. Some of them are having kids. I'm the only one that's like doing shows for Amazon, doing a podcast with Steam, writing books, loving it right now. I'll have a kid when I have a kid. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Wait.
It's fine.
So on that note, again, I just want to I want to finish that conversation because you're doing so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that intimidating for men?
Extremely.
Yep.
And at first they admire it and they go, wow, she's doing so much. And I
Yep.
feel like when they sit and ruminate a little long on it, it gets pretty.
And insecurity comes out where they
yeah.
say, when will you have time for me?
And by the way,
I'm
I'll
sitting here,
say this.
aren't I?
Sistine, and this is the thing. Sistine and I, when we're in relationships, we love hard because we don't fall in love often. Like we don't date that many guys. We don't have a lot of boyfriends.
You date the family.
We date family.
Yeah.
So when we do love you, it's everything to us. But the problem is like the comparison that they feel. They think we never tell them be better, do better. And by the way, I don't want the guy I don't want to date an actor. I'll never date an actor. I don't want to date a guy that's, not offense to you guys, but I don't want to date a guy that's like in front of the camera ever.
She wants like a boring guy.
What?
Like
I feel like you have two.
I never said I
Like
wanted
a finance guy.
Oh, finance fine.
Like Iowa, corn-fed, grass-fed, like good boy.
I want a guy that is super, super passionate in whatever he's doing in his career, that he's so confident in his field that when he's with me, he's like, I can take care of you, like in that way.
But not someone who's public facing.
No, I don't need like someone that has $1 trillion that's like killing it in his career. Like, look, I already know where I am. Like, why are you looking at it? Why are you?
Because I gotta say this.
I mean,
It's never been so apparent to me in
Oh,
all
we're
of our
so
y'all
different.
have such different types.
we are so
Y'all have such. You're trouble. You're trouble.
She's trouble.
You're trouble.
says
You are trouble. But
I'm
the girl
so nice.
yesterday, I was like, no, I'll
promise I'm
on
nice.
our podcast, it's like, I'm more the girl that's talking about like mental health, the older sister advice. She comes in, she's like, rat poison his ass. Like,
no, hold on. First of all, I do think we play a role sometimes when we're in front of a
Sistine
camera.
is an introvert a lot.
It's just the dark hair. Everyone thinks I'm a bitch. I'm promise.
Well, you're
I'm
looking at me
not.
saying I want a fucking boring guy.
No, boring job.
Yes,
Boring
fight,
job.
fight.
Oh my God. This is our bicker. This is not even a
No,
fight.
but
It's just
we have the most opposite types. We would never go for the same
Oh,
guy.
we've never had the same guy.
So if that's
you-
true, you're like, would you date?
But wait,
would you
so
date an NBA player?
No athletes because I want to talk.
I like NFL.
You want to
like have like long.
Oh,
I want to
and they
learn.
have
I don't want to
they have
learn
CTE.
like their play routine. Like I want to learn something different.
Do you think athletes are boring?
No, they're just not my speed. You would go out with an athlete. Don't say silent right there. You would, and you have. So
I
shut up.
admitted it.
No, take it
Okay.
from someone who talks to a bunch of girls that date athletes. You guys already know.
Look,
they are.
I'll
They
tell you,
are
I think
the
we're-
biggest nightmares.
No.
There's no bigger.
I
say-
can't
I
deal with the
think
two
an athlete.
phones.
I think our
I'll break.
No,
I will
phones.
break.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, our
break
biggest
it.
thing is intelligence. That's it. Like, we want a guy that's actually smart, or at least if he doesn't know everything, he absorbs everything, and he wants to learn more.
Well,
or
also,
like,
I
ask
think
questions.
you don't have to like know the SAT by heart, but I think if you can carry a conversation, that's a huge sign of intelligence. 'Cause
Yeah.
How many times have
100%.
you been across sitting from a female and you're like, oh my God, if I didn't say anything, there would be no conversation.
Yeah.
I think there's even a level of elevation. You said you like guys to ask questions. I think if you're a true conversationalist, you should have a conversation that evokes responsiveness. I don't even want to have to ask you what you do for a living. It's just going to pour out in the
Exactly.
conversation we're having. That is like
Yeah.
like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like if you have a conversation like this on a first date, you're like, okay, wow, this is
Yeah,
intriguing.
exactly.
It would be.
No, I'll tell you this. I
Would
feel
be
like,
nice.
I feel like we've a lot of the earlier generation, we lost the art of conversation. I feel like we're so heavily influenced by like social media, texting, and FaceTiming that. I mean, even when you FaceTime a guy before a date, you think, oh, wow, he's gonna be great. In person, the communication, the energy is just not there. I just feel like I don't know how people are gonna become better at this, especially like our kids.
No,
I'm
and
a
just
little
the
concerned.
temptation and the options,
AI.
and accessibility
Yeah,
of like
AI. My God, I
tons
love
of
my
people.
AI. I named her Charlotte. It's a problem.
What,
like,
what AI do you use?
I use 4.0 ChatGPT.
Chat?
Oh
Same.
yeah.
She
I'm
talks
always-
to
Love
Charlotte
it.
more than me.
I'm always talking
I love
to
her
chat.
all day.
She helps me. I mean, she helped me edited my book. I mean, she like if I had,
crazy.
I mean, I was finished with it, but I was like, can you just like grammatically fix this paragraph? Oh,
We
then
are
she
so
gives me-
different. Charlotte wrote me a breakup text, and Charlotte's writing Sophia a book.
That's
so.
incredible.
yeah, it was great.
Well, if she knows you.
she
if you're-
knows me so
Yeah.
well. It's
And I'm sure you can
freaky.
ask her questions about
I do.
areas where she has identified weaknesses and areas for you to improve.
Yeah.
Like you,
Oh, it
you can
does
have
that.
a really like powerful dialogue with it.
Oh no, it's
Mhm.
incredible. I'm like so invested in all of this world.
Good.
Like, there was something I wanted to invest in years ago was CRISPR.
CRISPR, yeah.
And I think
Oh.
CRISPR is, I loved
Yeah,
that shit. I
CRISPR
wrote
is
up a
cool.
paper on it when I was in college.
Whoa.
and I
Wait,
still-
Holmes?
What?
Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a good thing
I-
you did it.
Why?
By the way, they were able in China to get 2 female rats to have a baby together. Men are screwed in the next
Yeah.
like 30 years.
No, but
Like,
we
Yeah.
love
make
them. We
kids.
love them. We need them.
But I just thought it insane.
I wanted to ask a question about men.
Yeah,
Modern
okay, go
day,
ahead.
the modern day male. So there's this narrative online that like masculinity is being suppressed and like
Mhm.
it's been the death of the modern day male,
Mm.
the softening of men.
Mhm.
A little
Um, I definitely think there's part of that exists, and it has affected a lot of guys around there. Are you seeing that from like a dating perspective?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
when guys order the almond milk, you're like, oh, this motherfucker.
Look, we obviously, if a guy orders almond milk, we don't care. But yeah, I feel like
We're not
that bitchy. We're just playing on it.
No, I do think the art of just chivalry is dead. I do think caring or putting your eggs in a basket or being forthright about your emotions is dead.
I actually will say against girls, I think girls man shame a lot. Like I feel like there's like a lot of like anger against men. Like I saw someone do a video the other day, like, what's the best skincare for guys? Like a guy asked, and she goes, for them to not talk. Like things like that. I just don't love that. And I like, look, I love guys. I think you guys are awesome. Like, are you guys perfect? No, you guys have broken my heart sometimes, but I don't think you guys should be suppressed. Like, I don't think you guys should hold back anything just because like there's some girls that just like to like shit on men the whole time.
You know what it is? No, if you're affected so deeply, even just once, twice, 3 times by like a man, it's very easy to generalize an entire
for sure.
Like that's humanity.
Just happens,
like the pattern is, this being and the beings that are like this being hurt me. Fuck them all.
Right.
So you apply that, like what it turns into, like really heavily resentment to the whole gender, and it's just not fair.
That's
it's
emotional immaturity.
Yeah.
Completely. And it sounded like that was your problem in your previous relationship, was a lot of emotional immaturity. And I think, it's an age thing as well. They always say what men are 8 years behind mentally and emotionally than women are.
Damn.
Oh,
7 years. My bad. Sorry, 7.
Thanks.
You're like 60.
And I think that's the case. So I think a lot of girls in our position are like, okay, let's date someone that's 35 to 39 or 40 because they're going to reach that emotional maturity. And that's not always the case. I think it's by subject. And I know living in New York, there's probably 8 girls for every 1 guy. So he doesn't need to work or try, because say if I'm like, well, I want you to pick me up and pay for my dinner, he's going to say, well, there's that girl who's just as hot, maybe hotter, and doesn't need this.
That's the part of it. That's the part of it that really has messed with me in both the lead up and in this breakup stage. Is like, as soon as I started talking to her, I didn't see visually any other girls.
That's
like
nice.
I didn't even talk to the girls of mine that were friends anymore.
I
like
love
because
that.
let's talk about it.
Yeah, hold on. Let's talk about it.
Because I have a very different
it's a
opinion
scary it's a scary place. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I always went out of my way to make sure that there was I never wanted her to feel like there was any reason to not trust me.
Right.
I was a call when I get back to the hotel kind of guy before I go to sleep. I was no, not a call, a FaceTime. Here's the room. Here's the closet's open. Like
you do that?
always, of course.
Under the bed.
Like, no, of course.
That's crazy to me.
I
I've never
know.
been like,
Well-
show your room.
Well, that's a joke. That part was slightly
No,
a
but
joke.
my whole thing is like, if another girl can take him, she can have him. Like
Yeah, but I did so well to prove that wasn't the case, and I feel like, to an extent. And here's another question. And by the way, like once again, this isn't to be pinned in just that relationship because I've had this problem in the past.
Yeah.
I think when you present yourself as someone who works well with the female gender, if I'll just
No, I
use
know,
those
yeah.
terms, you create a reputation that drives women to you. But when they come to, they also remember who you were prior to meeting them.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And so, like that reputation, very similar to what you guys say about how when men meet you and are intrigued by your output. I say sometimes, a lot of times, girls meet me and the same things that turn them on, the laughter, the conversationalism, how I can be flirty but reserved, but cool, but mysterious, but cultured. As soon as we're locked in, they want to turn that shit the fuck
weaponized.
off.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's impressive. And it's because he's got the gift of gab.
Yeah,
This
that's what
motherfucker
girls
can
love.
talk. He's
You guys
hilarious.
both have the gift.
do you ever feel insecurity in a relationship, or do you find that it's always the girl?
I've
'Cause you
never,
seem-
I've
you
never
really
once
secure.
in my
Not an
entire
ounce,
life felt
not an
a
ounce.
single.
Not an ounce,
I've
okay.
never checked a phone. I've never I've never asked where you were. I do not. And truthfully, every time I've done something like that, I've looked at other people and realized that tight leash methodology just doesn't work. Here's one thing I'll bring up as a question. And it comes back to the question that you asked about alpha versus beta dating,
Yeah.
especially for them as two very tough girls. I want my thought processes and my decision making to be trusted by my counterpart. Okay, when I especially with the shit that I've been through and the decision making I've had to make in my life and all of the camps I've been in and all these people that have looked to me for decisions in times of strife and grief and so when I say this is such a funny thing, but when I say I don't deem this to be a situation we should be having an argument about, I don't want that to be questioned as me saying your feelings don't matter.
Right.
Right.
I just have deemed this to be. Why are we talking about?
The thing is, I think perspective.
So my question to you.
age.
So my question to you is: are you guys willing to trust a man enough to say, okay? Because I don't know how else you find the guys that you're looking for, which are super alpha producers, 1%ers potentially, but also willing to give the reins to a female. Like that's a tough fucking ask.
Tough, yeah.
Yeah, they don't exist. Would we be willing? Yeah, 100%. I think back to the perspective thing, you know, it does come with age. I think you have so much of it. And if you go out with someone that doesn't, it also goes back to just saying please and thank you and being nice to servers. It's all those things combined. If you're going out with a young girl, you're going to get young outbursts, young lashings. I mean, I also think, and I'm curious about what you guys feel about this. Do you like when your partner sort of puts like rules and restraints on you? It's like you have to text me, you have to do this, you need to track, I need to track you, like you're not allowed to stay up past this.
Do you like?
I feel like guys hate it when they
using the
talk
term
about it.
"you're not allowed."
Crazy.
First of all, is
no, it's crazy.
That's,
you like crazy girls because every guy says that. No, we fucking hate crazy. She's not.
No, we learned.
But y'all love it,
because
and y'all
what
date
was the
them.
thing?
So I'm
'Cause
confused.
Women release what was it? Like release something during
Oh
sex
my god, they
that
release
makes us bond
it's a
to
hormone.
men.
It's
Pheromone?
Yeah,
pheromone. It's like a
pheromone.
but then
oxytocin
men
kind of,
release something when they're super stressed.
vasopressin.
And so that's
yeah.
why women and men, like especially men, when they're in these relationships with toxic women, they kind of stay in it because it releases that hormone, like vasopressin.
So when women release our oxytocin, when apparently you're physical, you're hugging, you're touching, that's when we feel that love endorphin towards you. Men is released when they are stressed. So that's called vasopressin. So guys low-key like to rile their girlfriend up because she gets like, why would you do that? And then you love her for that. I'm not sure.
That sounds like a myth. Like
No.
It's science.
It could be science, but it could
On
also,
the Unwaxed podcast.
But let's not group everybody together.
I agree.
No, of course.
Because I will say this: when you say guys like crazy girls, once again, I think it does come down to age and life stage. Logan was very intentional and very purposeful about his selection of his life partner. So for me, I have always hoped that I could grow into that with someone. Like I said, I was so enamored by a lot of this last relationship's purity and direction in life and going for a master's degree and no one knew who she was. And a lot of that stuff like rang a lot of bells. And so when you say this stuff about like, how do you like being told what to do in a relationship, as a even just slightly down spectrum avoidant, it's not really good for me.
Okay.
And by the way, I don't believe that it's good for the majority of high producing men.
I agree.
I really don't. I think you should set boundaries. Yo, if you cheat, we are done. There's no coming back from that. There's no excuses. The relationship is over because as you see in this new this return of some small semblance of pocket of toxic masculinity on the internet, there's this like, this is why cheating should be okay. Not okay.
Right.
As soon as the trust is gone from this relationship, we are fucking done. That's a boundary that I understand and do not see as a disrespect. But if you tell me, yo, you just went on a 22-minute bike ride in the Hamptons, why the fuck didn't you text me while you're...
Oh God.
Not saying that that's ever happened.
It sounds personal.
It sounds very
It's a
specific.
made-up story.
Okay.
But if you do that as not even as an avoidant, but as a fucking human,
Right.
I am going to have a major problem.
You know what I believe in? Have you heard of the taxi light theory?
Yeah, the
It was
cab.
made in Sex and the City. Basically, they say that men are like taxi cabs, that when their light is on and they're ready for a relationship and like a serious one for a wife, that's when you actually find her because you're attracting that type of energy. But until then, you're going to choose the people that are going to come in and out of the taxi.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
If they're
And so,
true.
and I think it's true because it sounds like you had your light on and you were like, I'm going to be very intentional.
And
with
it was
people I
right
date, and I
person,
do
right
want a serious
time.
relationship, something that's a little bit more meaningful than something that might last a year or two, right? And that's when you met Nina and it ended up working out. Even if it like started out in a very interesting way, it still was attracted to you.
Yeah.
You are not probably fully ready for that type of like,
Here's this
like
100%.
marital commitment.
Yeah.
And so you're
yeah, mine's the one that's kind of
Flickering.
broken. And like
you're like half on, half off.
Yeah,
like
fix
you
the
do want.
light.
I know you crave it because I can hear it in your voice and the way that you do speak about it. You're very intellectual when it comes to emotions and boundaries and whatever it is. But it seems like your light's not on yet. So you're not really looking for someone to give you that quality, mature, long-lasting relationship.
I'm in purgatory
Yes.
right now, and I feel that too because this return to what I used to, dude. I have not even seen a girl. We've been broken up for 40 days. I'm
40 days, okay.
healing.
Okay.
I am.
Well, you should.
know,
I hope you're not seeing another girl.
not,
for 4
I don't
days.
mean seeing. That's not the type of seeing I usually do. Okay,
Oh,
I'm not
gotcha.
talking about going on a date. here.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is this: that return to the dark side now disgust. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be at a meeting girls in weird places and like all this stuff.
Honestly,
it doesn't.
it's overrated.
No,
I'm sorry, I
it's
hate
fine.
it.
It's a stage,
No, I
life
don't
stage
like it.
thing.
Yeah,
if
but
you're,
it's
if you're
not
23,
fun. You
25,
can't tell me that's fun.
You
Like-
think getting fucked up at a club, meeting a girl at a night, like that's fun right now.
it's
Yeah.
not for me at all.
Okay.
But for someone out there, it's a blast. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
right?
Okay, fair enough.
Whereas you guys like reading books or acting or doing, somebody else likes turning up with their boys. Like Mo Bamba
Phases
comes
of
on,
life,
they're
yeah.
standing on the shit going like this, popping bottles, whatever,
I
right?
couldn't pay me.
So but to your point, yes. And by the way, if a girl is acting up, a lot of times it's because of something you're doing wrong. Okay. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily the case. I'm not going to take blame or whatever. But if you're not working towards the same goals she is, if you're not giving her the right level of reassurance that you're there and blah, 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 whatever, that can cause a girl to act a certain way.
Well, I also do believe when you get into a relationship, you're not just dating the girl, you're dating all her boyfriends prior to that.
That
Yep.
All of
massive,
the relationship. So you're not really
massive.
talking to her, you're talking to every single person she was intimate
And that's
with,
where
she's
trust
giving her
issues.
heart. Yes.
Yep.
Did
And
it
so
start
that's-
there though with you?
What's
Like,
that?
did you see it in the beginning? Issues of the past playing a role in your current relationship?
Yeah, we felt a lot of
I
that.
feel so bad for Mike. We're like therapizing him.
You,
Well,
you
I'd feel
you guys
worse.
should
I'd
do
feel
this.
I'd
I mean,
feel
this
worse.
is what we
I'd
do.
feel
This is what we do
worse.
on our
for-
podcast is really talk about relationships. People send in their relationship advice to us. And
No,
we
this
give
is
them-
amazing.
But
You guys are
again,
amazing.
we are single. So anyone, if
But
you know
we're looking.
anyone,
No, wait,
Call
you
me.
have to explain.
I put it out there just
Mike,
as much.
This is how bad it is. So Steve went on
Yeah.
a date recently and he called her Sophia.
he called me Sophia. Yep.
Oh, that.
And I've never met him.
What are you calling it? A Freudian slip or what?
I don't know. She
Yeah, he just called me Sophia. I was like, well, wrong one. Happens a lot, actually. I have the best dates.
Well, your dad named you guys Sophia, Scarlett, and Sistine. Like
yes.
it's not.
Yes, but you shouldn't.
I mean, you're going out with
You're going out.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a pretty
that's
clear
tough.
distinction
Come on.
between the
That's
two.
that's tough.
And by the way, this
Come
was a first date.
was
Like,
first
how
date,
are you
yeah.
messing up between the sisters? I've never met you.
And bonus, I paid.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
True.
Not okay.
No, but that's why our singleness is awful for me, but it's great for our podcast because the content is phenomenal.
For sure.
Like,
And by
all
the
of
way,
date
when you
stories,
get in a relationship,
it's gonna be boring. Yeah. No, I know.
you will have to
know.
dilute.
Oh, we
for
did.
sure.
By the way, when we did have a relationship, they didn't want us to talk about it on the podcast. So
Yeah.
our content was
Boring.
awful
Yeah,
during
yeah.
that time.
No, I know. It just
It was awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
But we want a relationship where they would allow us to be ourselves.
Yeah, can you guys therapize us? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah, really.
Be honest.
let me think.
Do you have
Be
any
honest.
friends?
Be honest. You guys too. If you can. If you
Do we
notice
have any like
Really cool
single like
friends.
cool ass?
But grounded.
My only single cool ass friend really is Mike.
I'm just. I
right,
have,
Mike,
But I'll be
blondes or
honest, you guys are
brunettes?
you're probably too old for him.
I probably.
No, wait, hold on.
I was gonna say.
Hold on.
I know. I think
Stop.
26
You're too
is a little too old.
That's not true.
Hey.
That's not true.
It's like 24.
I'm old.
guys.
No. That's my biggest thing with him. You said it. It's age. It's age.
Yeah.
You're taxi late guy. Be on. Go for the 30-year-old.
No, but it is
Maximum
age.
mature.
It is age.
Hey, that's something I was talking to somebody about the other
And
day.
they're good, by the way. They're so hot. By the way, women peak at 32.
That's something I was
Yeah.
talking about the other day. The age thing is, I believe, has and maybe this is already like a known thing, has such a tie to biological clock.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yes, of course.
a genetic or like a DNA driven tie. Because ready for this? At 25, if you your boyfriend goes for a 22-minute
Yeah.
ride on bike in the Hamptons in this made up story, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made up.
Right.
Bro,
It was actually New York.
you're
Mike.
you're pissed. But at 31, you're like, okay, maybe I'm pissed, maybe I'm not, But damn, do I want to start this shit over again? I'm trying to have a fucking kid,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, I know. I feel like at 31, it's like I got 22 minutes to myself.
Yes, or that.
Yes,
Or that
exactly.
too. Yes, my sisters all the
God.
time. It's so funny because we used to talk to my sisters about it, and people would bring up like both of my exes would bring up like cheating to my to Abby. They'd be like, "Well, what would you do? Like if he was hanging out, went to the strip club." with his
Abby's
boys?"
like, I don't
she
know.
goes, "Did he get a blowjob? Great, less work for me." Bro, it was hilarious.
hilarious.
Dude. She's in her late 30s. She's like, "Great, now I got less work to do." Like she's joking, but at the same time, what she's bringing forward is like, "Dude, I want to fucking."
There's not this clinginess that you get with a younger girl. This attachment kind of.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I will keep
Over
an
the
eye
age of
out.
25.
Thank you, Logan.
I will keep an eye out.
Listen,
Hey,
I
I
put it
wanna
out
say
there.
this.
I put it on a blimp.
We're
if I
actually
could.
we're actually very feminine and sweet when you go take us.
Yeah, we're not so butch guys. We're really
like
nice. I
in a
promise.
business meeting, we'll dominate and we'll honestly talk over you. But in a date, we're like very. I mean,
Call me Sophia. That's another
That's
story.
another
You will get
Yeah.
you out.
Sistine Chapel. Sistine Chapel.
yeah,
Sistine
literally.
Chapel.
Come on.
All right, guys, that was great. That was amazing.
Thank you.
They still never
Coming
figured
up.
out what
No.
was wrong with them.
Yeah. No,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
We already know.
Another time.
On part 2, we'll dissect you guys.
On your show.
Maybe.
That would be
Maybe you guys are free.
Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks for having
yeah,
us.
this was great, guys.
This is a dream. Thank you guys.
Hey, wait. If you're going through a breakup, you're going to be okay.
By
You're
the
going
way-
to be okay. Because I know
Yeah.
some of you guys out there right now are watching this and you're so stuck in your head and men, women, and you think the world's tumbling down around you. Just give it time. You're going to come out on the other side and you're going to be great. Okay.
Also, I want to say something to my ex-girlfriend. I mean, I'm so sorry that we
Yeah,
talk
no.
about this.
We're
so great.
I hope we're good.
I love
Like
her.
this-
I hope
Yeah,
you're okay
no.
with us talking about it.
We're team both of you.
We'll review it.
We gotta
and see
go.
if
This is
anything-
So thank you
The
guys.
Stallone sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.